Hi, thanks for joining our sewing party. My name is Kristen, and this is my daughter Mabel eating the Cheerios. She'll be helping me. We're going to go over sewing machine parts, the names of the parts, what they do, and how to thread your machine. I have two here. This one's mine, and this one is the one that my daughters use. This one is a regular sewing machine. It's a travel size, so it does the same things, but it's just a lot smaller. But it works well, and a lot of the parts are similar. This one is computerized, so if you have a machine like this, all your stitches will be here on this picture, and you can select them by moving with these buttons. And this one, how you select what stitch you use is right here on this stitch dial right here, and you just match it up to whatever stitch you want. And I don't always call the parts by the right name, so I'm just going to try to go over it the same way. This is your hand crank. This is what actually moves the needle up and down with your hand if you're not using the foot. This one here also has a hand crank. Looks about the same. This one here, the other buttons here, this is a reverse. To sew in reverse, here you would sew reverse right here with this button. This one has a speed control, this one does not. But I'm not going to go over all the different parts of the machine. I'm going to show you how to thread it. And if any other questions, just let me know. If I forget to go over something, just let me know and I'll help you out. So I'm going to plug them in. This one has a plug-in, and it has a foot pedal, which I'm sure you know what this is, but you push it to make the machine go and make stitches. I'm going to plug it in and thread them, and they're going to thread in a very similar way, and I'm sure your machine will also thread in a similar way, but you want to refer to your manual just to make sure you get it in the right spot, because even threading it even a little bit wrong is going to cause a lot of problems. So take your time, especially when you're starting. Look at your manual and make sure you get every little spot that the thread needs to go in. This machine here, the spool thread goes here. This one, it goes here. So this one actually lays down like this, and this one, it stands up like that. So your machine might look like one of those two ways. And if you have one that's lying down like this, you want to get this thing. I forgot what it's called, but it's actually not the right size. I grabbed the wrong one. But it's usually a big circle. It goes over here, and what it does is it makes sure your thread doesn't get caught on it when it doesn't. It helps it not to get caught, but that doesn't look right. It's not the right size. You okay? Okay? Okay. So this one's my daughter's machine, and I really don't thread it very often. I threaded it for them a couple times. So I'm going to pull up the manual, and hopefully I do it right. Okay, so I have my bobbin filled up. Actually, this bobbin goes with this machine, and it is ready to go. I'm going to put it in the bobbin case, and there's going to be a little hook that it's going to affect the tension and gets it hooked in there. You're going to pull it through. And like I said before in my blog, you want to make sure you pay attention if it goes clockwise or counterclockwise. So this is moving counterclockwise like this machine wants, so that's good. So that bobbin's ready to go. And I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to move it through the thread guide. Your machine might have arrows or a little diagram on it that you can follow, or look in your manual. It's going to go through the top here. It's going to go down and up through the thread guide, and this is the take-up lever. The take-up lever moves when you turn the hand dial, and you want that all the way up at the top. You want it to go through and Now, before you put it through the needle, there's going to be either like a little hook, or in this case, there's a little hole slot that you want to put it through before you put it through the needle. And this one's kind of complicated. So you want your needle to be up and put it through the little hole in your needle. Now this will come up or down. There's a little lever to put the foot. This is your sewing foot. You want to put, you're going to have it down when you're sewing to hold the fabric in place, or you're going to have it up when you're taking the fabric off. But it's a little easier to thread if I put it down. So I'm going to put it down for now. Actually, theirs is a little harder to thread than mine is. And I'm going to go through the eye of the needle. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to hold it. Now my bobbin is ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand dial, move it down, and pull it up. I'm still holding my thread from this thread here. I'm going to, if I pull it up, and put my presser foot up, and move my scissors under it or something small, I can pull the bobbin thread out with it. And now I have my bobbin thread that's up, and my top thread that's right there, and I'm going to push them to the side. It's important to have it, you don't want it all bunched up here, you want to maybe you push it back before you start sewing. And I'm going to put my case to my bobbin, I'm going to keep it closed. So this is this machine. This one's almost the same, and I can do this one blindfolded probably because I've done it so many times. So I'm going to put that there. It's going to go through like all the little tension dials, make sure it's in there correctly. And then just like this one, it goes down and up, and I need to put my little hook there all the way up so I can get my thread through it. And go back down and go through the hook that's at the bottom before I go through the needle. And okay, that's in there. I'm going to pull it back. Oh, I need to put my bobbin in. So when I put it in, I pay attention to get it through the little hook down there and pull it out a little ways, and it's moving counterclockwise. Now I'm going to hold my thread from the top and pull up my thread so it catches the bobbin thread. It didn't catch that time. I have to start over. That's okay. There's something caught. Okay, so I'm going to start over. There's this, that thread's there. I'm holding it. I'm going to try to catch the thread. And it caught it. And it came up. And now I'm going to move it to the back. So now I have my bobbin thread pulled up. My top thread threaded through. Put my case back on. Push these strings to the back, and I can turn my machine on here. I'm not sure where this one is, where the on switch is. Maybe it just is on automatically. And the only other knobs you really need to know about is your tension. This will make sure that the top and the bottom are the tension is correct, so that your stitch looks nice and even, and it looks like we're good there. So this is the tensions on the front here, and this one is on the top. And look at your manual if you want more information for those. So I think we're ready to sew. Thank you.